For 7 seasons, he was ours. We watched him go from an unknown kid from San Diego State and blossom into a star. We watched the first failure in the 2013 NBA Finals, only to be redeemed the next year, coming up big and winning Finals MVP over LeBron and the Heat. We watched a young kid go from a defensive stopper to an offensive force, to go from a kid without an outside shot to one of the most lethal threats the NBA has ever seen. With the mid-range game unparalleled, the ability to knock down three-pointer any point in time, and the rare combination to add to that the ability to lock down the other team's best player on a nightly basis. For 7 seasons, Kawhi was ours. Kawhi Leonard was a star for the Spurs. He was the heir apparent to one of the greatest players in NBA history in Tim Duncan. He was the rightful heir to the throne. It was his to take, and it seemed rightful that it would be his. Even Popovich had proclaimed this throne would be Kawhi's. Long before the rest of the NBA knew who Kawhi was, the rest of San Antonio, we knew how special the kid was. He never backed down from a challenge. In the NBA Finals, gave LeBron fits. Few people bother LeBron like Kawhi did defensively. And for 7 seasons, we watched him learn and grow and develop, eventually turning into an NBA MVP candidate, one of the most lethal weapons the NBA has seen. A two-way player, a two-way fiend, the best two-way player on the planet. For 7 seasons, that's what he was for San Antonio. And then it changed. With all the tumult and hard times that came with the last season, the relationship shattered. Kawhi, for reasons unbeknownst to us, and some other reasons combined with that, left. Asked for a trade, said, "I don't want to be here anymore." The heir didn't want the throne. Decided it wasn't for him. That this kingdom was not the place he wanted to be long term. And that hurt. The kid that we'd grown to love, to adore, to cheer for, to root for night in and night out, all of a sudden didn't want us. You see, we knew who he was long before. We were calling his name, saying he was going to be a great player, before any analyst had said anything about him. Before the MVP discussions, before the Finals MVP, in San Antonio, we knew this kid was special. We knew he had it in him. And we watched him put in the works, day in and day out. Always grinding, adding a new piece every summer. And then up in smoke. With one word. Out. Trade. Kawhi was gone. Shipped off to Toronto in a deal that will long be remembered by Spurs fans and a day of mourning for many. Yes, it sucked last season, hearing how Kawhi didn't want to play, but when the trade actually happened, it hurt more. Knowing that it was real, that all this wasn't an illusion and a bunch of drama made up, that truly the NBA's #1 organization had finally succumbed to what plagues the rest of the NBA. Not even the Spurs could avoid it. And today we saw Kawhi pull off one of the greatest shots in NBA history. A dagger shot over Joel Embiid to clinch a series. That was what he's supposed to be doing for the Spurs. That's what we had always hoped and dreamed of. Watching Kawhi, Game 7, ball in his hands, the rightful king, coming to save the day and showing off his greatness. Kawhi today was nothing but special. First 3 quarters were a little rough shooting, but in that fourth, it was magical. It was everything we could ever dream that he would become. Making plays defensively, virtually unstoppable offensively, and when the game mattered most, hitting the clutch shot to send his team to the next round. He was supposed to do that in silver and black. It was in the cards. But in the end, things changed. Kawhi left. Spurs moved on. And as a Spurs fan watching from afar, it hurts. Number 2, Kawhi Leonard. He was supposed to do that in silver and black. He was our heir, our leader, and then he wasn't. So yes, I can acknowledge today that Kawhi, what he did was incredible. Beating the Sixers in that fashion, sensational. He's one of the best players in the world. And I want so badly to root for him, but I can't. I have too much hurt. Maybe someday I'll move on and be able to enjoy your greatness, Kawhi. Maybe someday San Antonio will be able to forgive you. But right now, it hurts. We know how great you are. We've seen it coming. And we've, at the end of the day, feel like we're proven right by your incredible performances in these playoffs. But I can't overcome the feeling of hurt, of loss. And yes, we know that you have to make the right choice for you. That Kawhi has the right to be where he wants to be and play where he wants to play. But we really hoped it was going to be in SA. We really hoped you'd be the next Tim Duncan for our great franchise. But at the end of the day, you weren't. And as we watch from afar, you become everything that we dreamed you would be. I said, thank you, Kawhi. Thank you for the championship, the countless plays you made defensively, the Defensive Player of the Year awards, the always willing to put in the hard work and diving for a loose ball. Thank you for being a Spur for 7 great years. And I hope you understand that we loved you, and many of us still do. But rooting for you, well, I don't think that's something we're capable of yet.